Good evening. Welcome back to the channel. We are doing tonight Genesis 4 of the New Living Translation. Where we left off last was the start of the fall of man, so the first sin, where Eve takes the forbidden fruit, gives it to Adam, and they now know shame. They have been cast out of the garden by God, but God's been, uh, like, God's been redemptive enough to give them clothing before sending them out, and so now there's a flaming sword placed in front of the entrance of the Garden of Eden to keep them out so that they can't take fruit from the tree of life. So yeah, now Adam and Eve, they're on their own. They are now, as we would call it, they are now outside of God's favor because they've sinned. So we're going into now the Adam and Eve's life after the garden. And this chapter in particular that we're going to be reading about is about the first murder that happens. So before we get started, I haven't done this in about 2 videos, but I'm gonna pray before we get into it. If you'd like to follow along, you're more than welcome to, and if you don't, that's fine too. But yeah, I'm gonna pray. Father, I thank you for giving me this opportunity. I thank you that you have given us these words that are accessible to us, that we can study from, that we can learn about your word. Father, I pray that I would be your mouthpiece, that you would speak through me, that it wouldn't just be me just reading off these words in your scriptures, but rather I would be an instrument to speak to those who truly need it. In your name, amen. Let's get started. Genesis chapter 4, Cain and Abel. Now Adam had sexual relations with his wife Eve, and she became pregnant. When she gave birth to Cain, she said, "With the Lord's help, I have produced a man." Later she gave birth to his brother and named him Abel. When they grew up, Abel became a shepherd, while Cain cultivated the ground. When it was time for the harvest, Cain presented some of his crops as a gift to the Lord. Abel also brought a gift, the best of the firstborn lambs from his flock. The Lord accepted Abel and his gift, but he did not accept Cain and his gift. This made Cain very angry, and he looked dejected. "Why are you so angry?" the Lord asked Cain. "Why do you look so dejected? You will be accepted if you do what is right. But if you refuse to do what is right, then watch out. Sin is crouching at the door, eager to control you, but you must subdue it and be its master." One day, Cain suggested to his brother, "Let's go out into the fields." And while they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. Afterward, the Lord asked Cain, "Where is your brother? Where is Abel?" "I don't know," Cain responded. "Am I my brother's guardian?" But the Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. For now you are cursed and banished from the ground, which has swallowed your brother's blood. No longer will the ground yield good crops for you, no matter how hard you work. From now on, you will be a homeless wanderer on the earth." Cain replied to the Lord, "My punishment is too great for me to bear. You have banished me from the land and from your presence. You have made me a homeless wanderer. Anyone who finds me will kill me." The Lord replied, "No, for I will give a sevenfold punishment to anyone who kills you." Then the Lord put a mark on Cain to warn anyone who might try to kill him. So Cain left the Lord's presence and settled in the land of Nod, east of Eden. Cain had sexual relations with his wife, and she became pregnant and gave birth to Enoch. Then Cain founded a city, which he named Enoch, after his son. Enoch had a son named Irad. Irad became the father of... I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name. Jail? Oh god, yeah. No, I'm not even gonna try. Became the father of Methuselah. Methuselah became the father of Lamech. Lamech married two women. The first was named Ada, and the second was Zillah. Ada gave birth to Jabal, who was the first of those who raised livestock and live in tents. His brother's name is Jubal, the first of all who play the harp and flute. Lamech's other wife, Zillah, gave birth to a son named Tubal Cain. He became an expert in forging tools of bronze and iron. Tubal Cain had a sister named Naamah. One day Lamech said to his wives, Ada and Zillah, hear my voice. Listen to me, you wives of Lamech. I have killed a man who attacked me, a young man who wounded me. If someone who kills Cain is punished 7 times, then the one who kills me will be punished 77 times. Adam had sexual relations with his wife again, and she gave birth to another son. She named him Seth, for she said, God has granted me another son in place of Abel, whom Cain killed. When Seth grew up, he had a son and named him Enosh. At that time, people first began to worship the Lord by name. That's chapter 4. There are some really confusing names to pronounce, and it's only going to get harder from here. Chapter 5 promises some very difficult to pronounce names. Um, but I hope you enjoyed that reading. It kind of dreary after the fall, but also you see, you start to see God's provision in there in the midst of all the suffering. Because, yeah, while Cain might have, to Abel, that's very reductive. But while Cain might have killed Abel and was punished for it, you also see God working through that, in that Adam and Eve were able to have another son named Seth. So you see the provision in the midst of the chaos, and that's definitely something that comes across these early passages a lot, where despite Adam and Eve's sin, despite Cain and Abel's sin, Cain's sin towards Abel, and then despite the sins that start leading up to events like Noah and the flood and whatnot, you're still seeing where God is looking out for people, and where He's taking care of them. That's one thing that I definitely want to showcase through this Bible reading. Yeah, I'm kind of lost for words today. It's been a really long day. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. This has been really fun so far to read. It's been really fun because in a way it's also helping me continue to discover my own faith and continue to delve in deeper to like it's helping me delve in deeper to my own faith as well, and for those who are also quite close with the Lord, um I hope that you're able to continue to keep diving into the scriptures every day and exploring, like His provision and His favor in the midst of the chaos, because it's some really chaotic times these days. It's very chaotic. There's a lot going on. But one thing that I really want to stress is that God's looking out for us always. Even to the skeptics, the atheists, whatever, the Jesus haters, God loves you too. He's looking out for you. And even in ways that you don't see it. So yeah, I am. Whew, wow. Yeah, I'm really shortchanged on words tonight. But as always, I hope God speaks through me, because at the end of the day, these aren't my words; these are His. So yeah, I want Him to speak through me, and I hope that He does. um, in whatever way, even if I don't see it. I hope that whoever comes across this video, I hope that he's working in you too. Uh, but anyway, um, I hope you all have a good night. Yeah, and we will get started tomorrow um, on chapter 5. Yes, on chapter 5. Yes, yes, chapter 5. So talking about the descendants of Adam. So that's more of that provision after, where even though the fall has happened, there's all these people who are still having this extremely long life, and that is due to God's grace and His provision. I mean, obviously, we're not all living 700 plus years these days, um, but yeah, back then, like, oh well, every year is a gift. Every year is a gift. Um, and that's the way that I see it every year that I turn. I'm 23 now, but every year that I see it, it is a gift. And the fact that I get to live another year, and, you know, and be the person that I am, and continue to be a better person, yeah, that's a real gift. So yeah, we definitely see that, you know, going on and on. And of course, we're getting quite close to the flood, as the chapter after that, chapter 6, is the flood, and then up to about chapter 9, we have the account of Noah and his faithfulness and the flood and stuff, which is, it's one of my favorite Bible stories. I know it's kind of a cliche Bible story to like. Um, it's a basic Bible story to like, but I like it just because it's really cool. It's really cool. God chose this one dude, out of everybody on Earth, to save, and like, and his entire family, and so carefully, strategically planned this whole thing out. Of like, okay, take the animals 2 by 2, and also the rainbow. Just every time I see a rainbow in the sky, this afternoon, it was raining, and I saw a rainbow in the sky afterwards, and every time I see that rainbow, I'm reminded of God's promise never to flood the earth again. And it's so beautiful that shows up every time after rain. It's one of my favorite natural phenomenons, the rainbow, other than the stars. I've always loved looking at the stars. I think they're really pretty. Um, but yeah, other than the stars, the rainbow is one of my favorite natural phenomenons because it reminds me of just how much God looks after His people. It's a reminder of His grace. And the Bible, as you will see, as you keep following along with me, as I keep reading these scriptures, my hope is for you that you will feel that you will feel the grace baked into every single one of these scriptures, even though there are some people in the Bible who do some very, very dumb things, and they doubt, and they fall to the wayside. Yeah, you see so much grace, and provision, and faithfulness, yeah, I'm really excited to keep going. But yeah, again, to just wrap up here, I hope you all have a good night, and I'm really excited to keep going. Love you. Bye.